Hey guys, it's Sis, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over one of my favorite guns in Escape from Tarkov, the AKM. I used to love running this gun back before the mutant days, and even today I still like running this gun. So we're going to be going over a budget build and a meta build, so without further ado, let's just get right into the builds. So getting into our budget AKM here, we're going to notice that it's pretty bare bones. I don't have a whole lot on here in terms of attachments, and that's just to keep the gun as affordable as possible for most of the people watching this video, and obviously to have it perform relatively decent in the raids that you play. So as for the AKM, you can actually get it for super cheap. You can barter it from Prapor with 3 Tashankas, and with this barter you're basically getting the gun for about 30k, which is about 10k less expensive than you'd be getting it if you bought it straight up from Prapor. So just keep that in mind when you're buying this gun. In terms of attachments here, I decided to run with the JMac RRD 4C muzzle brake from mechanic level 3 for 14,672 rubles. And the reason I went loud here instead of suppressed is obviously suppressors are more expensive and there's not a whole lot of good suppressors you can get for cheap, so I just decided to run with this muzzle brake instead. For the handguard, I decided to run with the TDI X47 handguard from skier level 3 for 22,195 rubles. And this is going to allow you to 1. Put a sight on, 2. Put on your foregrip, and then 3. Put on a tactical device of your choice. I don't really have one on this build, but I would definitely recommend running one if you have any extra money. So the foregrip I decided to go with here is the AFG tactical foregrip from Peacekeeper level 3 for $72 US. And I just like this foregrip for budget builds because it gives you a decent ergo boost while also giving you a recoil reduction. And then lastly, at the back of the gun here, we have the GP25 recoil pad from Prapor level 2 for 4,051 rubles. And there's just no reason not to run a recoil pad on your budget builds because it's only 4,000 rubles and it gives you a really nice recoil reduction as well. So when all is said and done, the final price of this gun is going to be about 48,128 rubles for the attachments and then 30k for the gun. So well under 100k and really affordable, I feel like, for your raids if you're running on a budget. So the final vertical recoil on this build is 70 and the final ergonomics is going to be 52. And then as you can see in the background here, this is going to show you what the recoil is going to look like in raid. So our next AKM is going to be the meta AKM, or at least the one I typically like to use. So the way to get the AKM is again the same as the budget build, just do the 3 Tashanka barter, you get it for like 30k-ish and you're good to go. So getting into the attachments here, we got the Kiba Arms .308 muzzle device adapter from mechanic level 3 for 4,536 rubles. And that's going to let us put on the best available suppressor, which is going to be the CAC QDC 7.62 muzzle brake kit from mechanic 3 for 18,200 rubles. And then obviously that lets us put the actual suppressor on, which is the CAC PRS QDC sound suppressor from Peacekeeper level 3 for $562 US. All of that together is going to give you the best available suppressor for obviously recoil, and it's just something you're going to want to be running. As for the handguard, I decided to run with the AK Troy handguard from mechanic level 4 for 21,548 rubles, and that's going to be the best available handguard that you can run. After that, we put on the 4.1 inch rail from mechanic level 4 for 2,363 rubles, and then that is going to let us put on our foregrip. In my case, it is the Stark SC5 forward foregrip from mechanic level 4 for 15,237 rubles, which is going to give you the ergonomics boost and a little bit of a recoil reduction. Next up, we have the tactical device. We're going to need to put on the 3.2 inch rail from mechanic level 4 for 1,878 rubles, which will allow us to put on our X400 flashlight from Peacekeeper 2 for $123 US. Going over to the pistol grip, I decided to run with the AGS 74 Pro pistol grip from Skier 3 for 16,445 rubles, which is going to give us a nasty ergo boost. As for our stock, I went with the Zukov stock from Peacekeeper 4 for $204 US, which is going to give you again a really nice recoil reduction. And then lastly at the top, we have the Bastion dust cover from Skier level 1 for 6,325 rubles, which is pretty self-explanatory. You can just put on any sight that you want. And one last thing I actually forgot to include on this build is the charging handle right here. This is going to give you a +3 ergonomics boost, and it's something that you can add to your gun if you want to. I would definitely recommend doing it. The final price for this gun is going to come out to about 185,000 rubles for the attachments, and then about 30k for the AKM if you do the Tashanka barter. The vertical recoil is going to come out to 50, and the ergonomics is going to come up to 53.5. As you can see in the background here, I went into an offline raid and just tested out the feel of the gun, and I really like it. And that's kind of it for the AKM builds. I hope you guys enjoyed these builds or found them helpful. Let me know in the comments what you think of them, and honestly let me know which guns you like running at this point in the wipe. I hope to see you guys in the future for some more videos, and I will see you guys next time.